Welcome to Stroke, the Art of Mental Stimulation podcast. I am happy to have you guys here with me today. Of course, you have D-Love on the mic with you today, and you already know how we do it, man. We keep it really raw, honest, transparent. I don't hold back. What you hear is what you get. You know, transparency at its finest. This is the real human experience. I touch on subjects that we go through in everyday life, and I hit them from a healing and spiritual perspective. You know, I'm trying to let you guys know that you aren't alone, that everybody's dealing with these same things. And I like to get right inside of that experience, like right inside of it, what it really feels like as we are going through it. You know, we may talk about some topics of, you know, things that get us to the highest versions of ourselves, the best versions of ourselves. You know, we might talk about anything on this podcast. You already know. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. You know, analytics and everything help me out with that. But of course, you already know what's about to happen to you. If you don't know, you heard about it. All right? It's time to get stroked up. I want to start this episode by paying homage to you the listener that's tuning in right now. I want to make this about you, this episode. You know, it's all about you, the listener, because I want you to realize how far you have come. I want you to realize the things that you have overcome. I want you to realize the adversity you have navigated past. And sometimes I think we don't stop to give ourselves credit. And the number one thing we do is we're always focused on the finish line. You know, we focus on the things that we want within our lives. We focus on, you know, the things that we see as our end goal. And sometimes we get frustrated because we're not there yet. We're not there where we think we should be at that moment. Number one, we get so caught up in the end goal that we forget about the journey. Like every day and every time you making a move and every time you making progress and you're doing something, man, you're doing an amazing job. And I just want to tell you that you're doing great. You keep pushing, you keep going. Nothing is stopping you. Like you've been through some hard stuff. You've been through some trauma. You've been through backstab. You've been through things in your childhood that you probably don't even speak about. You've been through betrayal. You just been through so much. And I don't think you stop to give yourself credit as to how far you've come, the things that you have overcome. When I tell you, you deserve a hand clap, you deserve so much in this world, and you got to stop to acknowledge that. You know, we so caught up on, you know, the glitz and the glamour. We see everything that everyone has going on. We see that, you know, they're putting their best foot forward, putting their best images forward, like on social media, their best videos forward, but we're not really seeing the journey. You're doing an amazing job. All right, so breathe, stop, pause, realize that. Think back to all the hardship you've navigated through. Think back to the moments where you didn't think you would make it through, and you did it. You did it. You were here. Like I said, I'm here to pay homage to you today. And the word I'm going to talk about today is resilience, because that's what that is, resilience. If you tune in to Vibe for 5 Friday, you may always hear me say negative and positive balances are a part of life. We take that hit, we regroup, and we get back to work. Long story short, I'm talking about resilience. That's recognizing that bad things are going to happen. Negative things are going to happen. We're going to have stress in our lives. That's just a part of it. That's the grand scheme of things. The people who can navigate that the best, the people who can persevere past that stuff, those become the most successful people. I don't know what you make deem success or whatever, but just success as far as peace, living a peaceful life. When you recognize that those things are going to happen and you're going to get past it and you're going to get through it, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. You can ask people who maybe have millions of dollars, who are just financially successful. They've made it. That's how everybody sees them. You can speak to a lot of those people and they are stressed beyond just the highest level of stress you can have, because they haven't navigated and they haven't learned peace. They haven't acquired peace in their lives. They haven't acquired how to get that. You know, so it's never enough. It's never enough. It's never enough. You know, as you accomplish these goals along the way, and if you're very ambitious, high achievers, you know, that's me, high achievers, you have these goals set, and when you get to these goals, you celebrate for a minute, but then you always want more. You always want more. And a lot of people are becoming more stressed out because they feel like I still haven't done enough. I still haven't did this. I still haven't done that. The person who can find peace, they have it all. Those are the most wealthy people. The person that has found peace, the person who's found a way to navigate everyday life, the person who realizes that negative things are going to happen and they still keep going and they still have a smile on their face and they still move past it. Of course, you're going to have hard moments, man. That's what resilience is. It's your ability to navigate and get past hardships. So they're coming. Let's realize that right now. There's no way around it. I don't care how financially successful you are. You're going to have stress in your life. You're going to have negative moments. What they say, more money, more problems. You're going to have those negative moments, and once you realize that, it's never going away. It's never going away. Just like people who deal with stress, and I'm so stressed, I don't know what to do. Once you get past that, you're going to be stressed again eventually. Something in your life is going to happen, and you're going to be stressed. It's just a part of it. So you have to learn how to navigate these situations. You have to learn, how to be resilient. And if you have that ability, you have a skill that a lot of people don't have, man. You've come so far. You've taken some hits that, people wonder, how are you still here? You've taken some hits where people figure you should be too embarrassed to move on or whatever. People have put you in situations that you're like, oh, my God, how? Why? And you still keep going. You're still here. And God gives us the cheat code every day to resilience, believe it or not. God gives us the cheat code every day to resilience when we take those hits. And that's if you're still here, that's that breath in your body. That breath in your body is the cheat code to resilience because that's the number one, the first part of the formula to keep going. You can't keep going without that. So every day you wake up, the first thing you should say is, thank you, God. I'm still here. God still has a plan for you. I don't care what this world has for you. I don't care what these people around you who don't appreciate you, don't acknowledge you, have done bad things to you. I don't care what they say. You still have a purpose. You still have a purpose, and you keep going and you keep going, man. And I'm smiling just thinking about it. I found myself in a position where I was looking at the end goal. I had to check myself sometimes. I look at the end goal, and I know how great I am. I know my ability. God has already put the vision in my head of where I'm going. So, I see that vision and then I get frustrated because I'm not at that vision. I want to fast track that vision. I want to get there so quick, so fast, and I'm stressed out and I'm worrying and, just all this bad stuff. And I had to stop and think about it. Do I realize what I've been through? Do I realize what I have been through? Oh my God, I have been through some stuff. But I'm so resilient that I'm constantly moving. I don't stop to look at the things I've made it past. Once it's in that rearview mirror, that's just what it is. I sometimes don't take the time to sit back and reflect on how far I've come. And if you sit back and look at your life, I'm talking to you who's listening right now. Sit back and look at your life. If you look at all the things that added up to where you are now, the things you had to make it past or whatever, it could be a movie. I guarantee you can get some rights to it, and you probably can make $1 million movie, man. We have been through some things. So stop being so hard on yourself. Keep going. Keep being ambitious. Keep wanting big things. Keep dreaming big. Keep, having these grand ideas. But we can't lose focus and stop to think about how far you have come. You are amazing. You are great. Because I think back to, man, I've been at some low points, the lowest of the low. And no one around would know because I keep it pushing. I keep a smile on my face. I'm always trying to help others. I'm always motivating others, giving them words of encouragement. And you would never know. I've probably given words of encouragement, and I've been sitting there falling apart inside. And I'm sure you've been there as well. You've been there as well, been that pillar for other people, but yet you have things that happen to you. Oh, my God. Woo. I had to say that right there. Oh, my God, man. I've been where I just look up and I'm like, that's the only way to go. That's what keep me going. That's the only way to go. Because what I just dealt with, man, this is the bottom. This is the bottom of the barrel. I don't know how many people could deal with this. Keep going with a smile. Keep hitting goals. Keep moving forward. I don't care how fast you are moving forward. It can be an inch. It can be a mile. It can be whatever. You are still going. You are still moving forward in spite of the people who are not rooting for you, in spite of the people who are, looking at your downfall, In spite of the people who are doubting you, saying if they couldn't do it, you can't do it. In spite of the people that hurt you and moved on with their life and just left you there to deal with it. In spite of all that, you're still going. Emotionally, you have been destroyed. You've put your all into things. You've put your all into people. You've been failed. All this stuff. And you're still here. You're still trucking. That means you still have a purpose. There's a reason for it. It's a reason God built you like that. Because he has some big things in store for you. So right now, that mental toughness of yours, man, it's just getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So you'll get to the point when you realize that, I'm good. I'm okay. I've been through worse. I've dealt with this. I know something's going to be coming down the line, and I'm going to be prepared. And you're doing it. All right? So give yourself credit. Don't walk around here like you're not doing anything. Don't walk around here like you're not accomplishing enough. You're doing it, man. You're great. You're setting a great example for your family. You're setting the blueprint. That's the key right there. Resilience. To keep it going, keep moving, because it's all a part of your story. It's all a part of your journey. Most tales that we've read, stories and all of that, it's always some type of plot twist where things go wrong. Remember those old stories you used to read? They used to go through adversities and stuff. Cinderella and Snow White and all that, Sleeping Beauty, just to name a few, Beauty and the Beast or whatever. They all went through something. In the end, it may have came out like they wanted to, but I have never read a story where it didn't have something happen in the midst of it. And I think that was teaching us a lesson. That's why those stories were created, to teach those lessons. It's teaching us a lesson. You can get past it. This too shall pass. You have to process it, sit there, breathe. Those breaths mean a lot. Those breaths mean a lot. I go by the 5D life coach. 5D is the inner world. 3D is out here, the physical world that we're living in. 5D is within you. And I have the ability to go within. That's what I do. If I go through hardships and I go through things, I know how to separate myself from this physical world for a second. I know how to breathe and say, hey, this is small in the grand scheme of things. I am the spirit dwelling within this body. These people did these things. These situations happen. It's just a part of it. So now I just need to figure out what's my next step. How do I solve this? And it may be a lot of steps to solve whatever dilemma or whatever problem that you're in. But you can start with that one. Start with that one step. Break them down into little pieces and little chunks. You already know this. You've been doing it. You may not have put it in, certain words, but that's what you've been doing. You've been taking it one step at a time, getting out of it. I don't care how many years it take, whatever. To me, time doesn't exist. They put this here, to keep us in line, to keep us moving forward, to keep us on track in certain ways, but it doesn't exist. So don't put that pressure on yourself either. It's been 3 years and I'm still doing this and I'm still whatever. You can decide right now at this moment to change everything. And you can focus for 6 months and that 3 years will just disappear like, oh man, what was it? But that 3 years may be for a reason, for you to reflect, for you to get mentally tough and mentally strong to prepare for the next step you have to take, for you to align to meet up with that right person or that right opportunity or situation that you're supposed to align with. Certain hardships that we have, if we wouldn't have went through them, we wouldn't be in the places that we are right now. Man, I've had things happen to me that led to where I'm at in this spot I'm in right now, and I am the happiest I can ever be because I'm actually living within my purpose and chasing my dreams. And for me to get to this situation, it was some not so favorable things that happened to, point me in this direction. I would not be doing this right now. And oh my God, when I tell you it's painful, it hurt. It took a lot. It took a lot out of me, man. I've never thought I could feel like how I was feeling. Never. I took that gut check. I took it, but I kept moving. Even if I wasn't all the way here. When you're going through those real tough times, it's like you just a zombie just walking around at times. But even as that zombie, guess what? You're still moving forward. You're still moving forward, no matter, like I say, how slow, whatever. Even taking those little itty-bitty tiny steps, you're still moving forward. It may have, that bad thing may have changed your trajectory into the direction that you're supposed to be going. And that's how it happens a lot of the time. Think back to some of the stuff you've been through. Think back to some of the situations you've been in, some of the people you've dealt with that was not right for you, that shouldn't have been in your life. And I won't say shouldn't have been because everything happens for a reason, but you felt that way. This is painful. I shouldn't have chose this person. I shouldn't have did this. I shouldn't have did that. But guess what? You learned your lesson. It made you mentally stronger, tougher. It redirected you. It gave you boundaries. Now you know certain flags. Now you know certain red flags or whatever. And it changed your trajectory. It changed the way you looked at things. It changed the way you look at life. You definitely learned something. All right. So everything is for a reason. And, once we learn to just really look at the bigger picture of what it's teaching us, these hardships and adversity, look at the bigger picture. Stop, pause in the midst of that pain, in the midst of that hurt, and say, what did I learn? What am I learning? Even someone who been through something terrible, like in childhood, and I really hate to go here, like molestation and stuff like that. Even like when you say, how? Why did this happen to me? You may be the pillar to go out there and, speak to other people. And I'm talking to male or female now because it happened to both. Speak to other people and give them the signs. We have people in this world that, I won't say they're naive, but, they live in a little cloudy little world or whatever, and they're walking around. But now you can tell people, hey, it doesn't mean anything because they're a family member. It doesn't mean anything because they're a close friend. It can happen to anybody. It can be anybody to do these terrible, terrible things. Because certain people, they look at it like, oh, man, they wouldn't do that. Their family, they're whatever. Now it opens your eyes to the world that we live in. It opens your eyes to, everybody's not good people here. They're not. And some people really live in that world where they really think so. But now it opens your mind. You have your own kids. You set these boundaries. You're more protective. You put your voice out there. You're teaching other people like things to look for, signs to look for. You teach them that when your child comes to you and tell you something, you do some research and you check it out or whatever. It doesn't matter who it is, male, female, whatever. So I know I'm not saying that was supposed to happen to you, but it did happen to you. So now you gotta take it. It happened. And you got to figure out how to persevere and move forward. Do not let whoever win. Do not let those people win. Do not let those situations win. You're here for a reason, and separate yourself from that. It was not your fault. It was not your fault what anybody did to you. It was not your fault. You're supposed to be protected. That wasn't supposed to happen to you. It was not your fault. So separate yourself from that. Separate yourself from the embarrassment. Separate yourself from the, feeling unworthy of certain things. Separate yourself from feeling gross out because you got that type of stigma on you. Somebody violates you and that was not your fault. So now you get out here and you take your voice. You get out here and you do something great with it. You move past it. You've been moving past it. You did that. You did that because every day that's in your head, I know it's torturing you. It's torturing you. You have like this scarlet letter that you've put on yourself. All right. But you're still moving forward. All right. So you take that pain and you turn it into something positive because it's there. We can't rewind it. You can't take it back. It happened. It's there. And I'm not just talking about, molestation or whatever anymore. That's whatever you've been through. It's there. Whatever happened is there. It happened. It's replaying in your brain or whatever over and over and over again. It happened. It's not going away. So let's see, can we stop it from happening to someone else? Use your voice, get out there and help. Be an example. Be an example of how you move forward in spite of, what someone did or, how a situation turned out. You be that person. God put you here. He hasn't given up on you. God hasn't forgotten you. I mean, God has always pulled us through, no matter what. Like I said, that cheat code we have, that breath in our body, God has pulled us through. And I know you questioning like why, out of everybody, everything, why did that have to happen to me? Because, certain situations when we were kids, regardless of what happened with trauma, you were innocent. You were innocent. Your innocence was taken away, whatever. And you had to learn how to be resilient at an early age, man. When you're supposed to just be playing around, having a good time or whatever, you couldn't be a child anymore. That woke you up to a different type of world, a different type of space that you should not have had to deal with. All right. So give yourself credit. You are moving forward. Take your power back. Take your power. Do not let those betrayal situation, whatever. Don't let them have that over you. No more control over you. No more. And that's what came over my brain this morning. I was in the bed in that phase I get in between sleep and awake. I don't know if I'm sleeping or not. No more came in my mind. No more will I let people define who I am. No more will I settle for anything. No more. No more will I show up and act like I'm not as great, great as I am. Because God is the one that ordained that, no one else. No more. All right? And that's what I want you to say to yourself. No more. I don't care what you are going through, man. You can be in a relationship right now and it's bad. You're settling. You're trying to figure out how to get through it. The person not loving you how you think you should be loved or whatever. You don't have to take that. You don't have to settle for that. Hopefully I'm not breaking up any homes or whatever, but no more. No more, man. If they take you for granted, no more. That's going to be our 2 words right now. No more. It's not happening no more. Not anymore. No more. That's it. No more. When people take advantage of me. No more. When people take my kindness for weakness. No more. When I walk this earth being something other than who I am. And that's greatness. And you got to tell yourself that you are not here to be small, man. No matter what capacity you're supposed to serve, you're going to serve it in a big way. All right? You have a voice. Speak loudly. Be confident. Stick your chest out. No more, man. We're here. And you're doing this. You're resilient. Man, I admire you. I don't even know you, and I admire you. Anybody who's been through some stuff and you're still moving forward, man, I admire you. I hear some stories of some of these childhoods of poverty and all the stuff that went about, and I see some very successful people who have those type of stories. Oh, my God, man. You're doing it. You're doing it. No matter what people thought you were supposed to be, no matter what family members thought that you shouldn't be anything more than what they were, you're doing it. You're making it. You're getting up. You're pushing through. No matter how hard it is, no matter how hard it was, no matter how hard it's going to be, you're doing it. All right? And it just hit my spirit. I just want to get on here. I know someone needs to hear that. You need to hear that, man. Give yourself credit. Give yourself credit, man. Stop. Breathe. Take that breath. Give yourself credit, man. Look how far I've come. Look how far I've come. I'm here. I'm still moving. And when that next stressful or bad moment comes, because it's coming, stop, pause. It's like I was expecting you. I was expecting you. All right. So now what do? And we figure out that plan and we keep it moving. All right. We take that hit, we regroup, and we get back to work. I love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. And of course, you know what just happened to you. You just got stroked up. Bye.